Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to have a look at all the crazy stuff that Hot Toys is coming out with, and we're going to be talking about Dameron. It's going to be the first figure that Hot Toys has announced in the May 4th line of figures for Star Wars Day. Now we're not even May 4th and they have already announced a ton of stuff. So of course it is nice finally getting a Dameron, because this figure was announced by Hot Toys many years ago and finally is showing up. So for me, who's a fan of Rogue One, I hope we're going to be seeing some of the missing characters from Rogue One coming up. Let's keep our fingers crossed for it. Now, the figure itself looks pretty interesting. I'm pretty amazed that this figure is only coming out now, due to the fact that the sequels didn't, the new trilogy didn't really work that well. So this is a figure that should have came out when the new trilogy was around. Now, don't get me wrong, the figure looks great. If you want a Rebel outfit to create a Rebel pilot, this can be a pretty interesting item. Now, what I find very interesting is that they put us BB-8 over here, and he doesn't come with the figure. So does that mean Hot Toys is going to re-release a BB-8, or are they planning to do something? Because it does seem a bit weird that those robot is back on the picture if you want to see. But I must say the figure itself looks pretty amazing, as you can see. Yeah, nothing to say. It looks neat. It looks pretty proper. So yeah, you come up with a lot of stuff. I like the fact of getting the gloves over here and not having the only plastic gloves and some molded hands. So yeah, the figure looks good. I mean, they already had the head sculpt for Moon Knight, so I guess this will be an easy win. Of course, we have the separate rolling eyeball system. This is something a bit on all the figures. I'm always worried with this kind of system, because the hairpiece is held by magnets, and those things have a tendency of getting unglued, and that's not some of my favorite stuff. But hey, why not? It makes it look really, really interesting. Really nice figure. Will I pick him up? Well, I'm going to be saying no, because I don't really care about the new trilogy at all. So, continuing with new stuff, here is our friend Jar Jar Binks. Now, this, I must say, is a bit of a surprise that this figure is coming out. Well, not really. He was already announced a few years back again, but we never knew that he would be coming out, because, again, I thought this may be one who would be added to the long list of promised figures that never came out. So, as you can see, there's no articulations on the arms, so the question is how well this body will age over time. What is the wheel movement? I guess you cannot go more than 90 degrees on these figures. Well, it looks like you can. Yeah, I'm not convinced. It's a very emblematic pose from the first episode of Star Wars, where he's doing his kind of silly faces. And I mean, leaving him like this is something who's a bit worrying, because there's going to be a lot of pressure put on these parts of articulation, and the material is going to be creased. So I'm not convinced that there's a pose that you would want to let him be in. So yeah. Now, yeah, the figure itself looks great. I'm pretty happy to see finally getting a Jar Jar Binks. I really think that they did a really good job. The figure looks pretty interesting. Does that mean we might get some more of these guys down the line, the Gungans, because this is something that might come in? Again, showing a battle droid. Does that mean we're getting some extra battle droids? So yeah, it's a funny question. Now, something that's very weird here, you can really see that this is really sliced by a lightsaber. Now, the Gungans do not fight with lightsabers, and in episode 1 there was only a brief moment where the Gungans were with the Jedi, especially Jar Jar Binks, but on the battlefield they were mostly damaged by the balls, the energy balls that they have. So yeah, I like the fact that we're getting interchangeable faces, and to give him different expressions. I really think this is something really cool to be doing also, the interchangeable eyes also. Yeah, I think overall this figure might pick one up. I'm not going to say for sure now. I'll have to see what's the price of it, but yeah, figure really looks great, and I'm very happy to have seen this one come out. Now continuing, we're going to be doing the 2 exclusive. So here is another exclusive, the Elite Squad Trooper from the Bad Batch TV show. Personally, I don't understand why Hot Toys is giving this as, how do you say, an exclusive. This is an army builder. This is a figure that should be generally released. So again, when you can see some of his gear that he comes up with, I don't remember in Bad Batch, I will have to rewatch again, but I don't remember them getting any of these Gatling guns. They had the regular blasters and the long version of the rifles. So this was more what you saw in the cartoon, or them having this kind of rifle going around. Yes, it's an interesting figure, of course, being a huge fan of Clone Wars, Rebels, well, Rebels starting from Season 2 was a lot better, and of course, fan of Bad Batch. I think this is a nice figure, but this is again an army builder. You would like to have 2 or 3 of them to be able to put it if you have a kind of a battle out with the Bad Batch. Now, if you look, mostly you're getting exactly what you'll be getting with a regular clone trooper from Hot Toys, minus the backpack, but instead you're going to get a data board here, who looks a bit like the same one that Nala Se gives to no, it's not Nala Se, it's the other girl who gives to our Bad Batch little girl to run away with and to use to get away out of the planet where she's blocked in Season 3. I like the figure, shouldn't be an exclusive. Now here we go again. This is something that I was already talking about. The fact that they're going to be doing the whole Commando squad from the video games. I mean, yeah, okay, this is a simple reuse of all the same gear that they already have. But again, it's an exclusive. I find that this is something of extremely stupid on the behalf of Hot Toys wanting to make these figures exclusive. Should be a general release, so you'll be able to do it. I mean, if you cannot get this figure, would you want to buy up the other ones if they're not exclusive? It does not make any sense at all. Of course, this is something that for me is a big problem. I would like to have them, but if I miss one, well, then where's the goal of having them all gathered up as a team fighting? It makes no sense. If I cannot get this one because he's already sold out, well, that's not the great idea. This one is already sold out. It was also, I think, an exclusive. Then they did a regular version. Again, this is really something who is really a huge shame. So yeah, I think that Hot Toys really needs to be careful when they're doing this, because if you're doing a series and you want all the series and you are missing out on a series, you have no really reason to want to go after this. So yeah, this is a bit of a disappointment that it's an exclusive figure. To do a little follow-up on the clones, as you can see, all the clothes already are here, and this is what I'm saying. If you miss one of these, would you want to have the full squad? If you don't have the full squad, then it's a bit of a waste of time. Come on, Hot Toys, stop giving us exclusive. I understand why you're doing it, but it's not worth it. Now here we're going to be talking about HONŌ Studios, who's coming out. So we already had two stormtroopers who were announced by Hot Toys through the HONŌ Studios. So here we have Darth Vader from the Rebel TV show. When I'm looking at it, well, the proportions feel weird, but again, it does match up with what we see in the TV show. Now, I'm not a big fan of this kind of very thin mask. The body seems also to be reworked. Now again, is this platter? This is a big problem with Hot Toys. So yes, this is something that I really not a big fan of. Now, there's some stuff over here that you have to read. The light effects are simulated. So this is not how exactly your lightsaber will light up, but it does come with a USB lightsaber and a regular lightsaber that you see over here. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of this figure, and I mean, I already have so many Darth Vaders. Why would I want one more? Especially that his appearance in Rebels, the only thing who made it interesting would be because he did a fight on Malachor with Ahsoka. Now, if I'm not getting an Ahsoka figure, well, this figure is not very relevant at all. If I'm going to get a Kanan Jarrus or an Ezra Bridgers, this could be also interesting if you want to do it when they're fighting off over there. But you see, this is the problem with Hot Toys. You are announcing figures, and will I want to get them? Because I don't know if you're going to do the follow-up. But you can see already here, you can see here the creases on the material. This is something that's going to age pretty bad. Again, I can understand it's pretty hard to do something like this. Would you have to do some molded? But everywhere you have creases, this is going to really deteriorate. Go and check out the Punisher video that I will be doing also with his leather coat, and this is exactly what I'm saying about this kind of creases. I have a crease on it and it's going to come out. As I said, you do have over here, you can see the USB plug for the lightsaber, the regular lightsaber. You have a hand, you have 4 hands to go with it, and of course something that is really nice that I really like with the HONŌ idea is getting this kind of stand. I don't understand why Hot Toys is not giving this with every regular figure. This would be a nice add-on that you could put if you want to have to display your figure, and this would look pretty nice because a lot of people are doing this kind of Photoshop integrating the figure into a decor. So why not put it with every figure that you do? This would be something fantastic. Now let's have a look at 2 other figures who were announced previously before these guys. I'm going to be talking about this one because this is a legend character. And this is a bit surprising that they're going this route. Now it's interesting to get Darth Nihilus, the Lord of Hunger. So of course, if you play mobile games, you will know that he is in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So now the question comes, if you're getting Darth Nihilus, are you going to get Traya and also, what's his name, the guy? This is something that I'm really curious to know. I do like the idea of getting some more Sith. The way that he looks pretty amazing, and I'm looking forward to it. So again, Hot Toys, I understand that you want to give us some figures, but tell us about the other figures. Are you going to make them, or is this one going to be the only one you're going to be making? You made Dark Revan. So that's kind of nice to see. Now we know that you're making Darth Nihilus, and from the pictures we have, there should be also a little tease for getting Jedi Revan. So that can be an interesting thing. But then, are we getting Jedi Revan? Will we be getting Bastila Shan? Are we going to get other characters from it? So you see, if you're a fan of the Legends or the Old Republic era, would you want to know if you're going to get the figures? Because if you cannot complete a series, why would you want to go on this kind of purchasing spree? Because this is a lot of money going around. Now, it's funny that they put Starkiller over here, who for me doesn't have anything to do with it. But yeah, this means we don't know if we're going to get it. Now, will I pick this figure up? Good question. I don't know. I'm still waiting, but yes, I might pick this figure up because it's a cool Sith figure. Now, let's finish off by one of the last figures that they have announced, and this is going to be Darth Sidious Palpatine. Now, I find this figure a bit really interesting. Of course, the light effects are simulated, so this is always something a bit tricky about this. But it is interesting getting Palpatine and Darth Sidious just after he got light shot, because our friend... what's his name? Oh, jeez, I'm a bit tired today, so yeah, didn't sleep much. But our friend Mace Windu, when he threw back the lightning onto him when he was trying to electrocute him. So the figure itself looks pretty nice. It is very interesting. Now, some people went out on the Super One saying, oh, look, we're going to get... they're making a new version of Anakin with rooted hair as a Darth Sith, and You're like, yeah, but no, this is the figure that they just announced. They're not going to make one other one when the other one didn't come out yet. This is not how Hot Toys works. Hot Toys will always make a figure based on when the other one is sold out. They're not going to release a figure before announcing, well, let's say announcing a new figure before they have sold out the other figure. Does not make sense. Now here we have Palpatine with his regular face, and yeah, the fact of getting these 2 in 1 is an interesting thing. This makes me wonder if I'm going to be picking it up, due to the fact that I do have this one in Sideshow version of it. So I don't know, it's hard to say. Sideshow came with a lot of equipment. I have to go and find him. I might use it to do a review about it. But we're definitely not getting a new Anakin, because some people say, oh yeah, but he has the blue lightsaber and he has the red lightsaber, so it must be from what is it called, from the Ahsoka show and this kind of stuff. And I believe it is exactly the same figure. I don't see why Hot Toys would make it. It does not make sense at all releasing it. Now, of course, I wouldn't put anything past Hot Toys doing some stuff, because they have become the same thing as Hasbro Pulse. So yeah, not going to go into this kind of discussion, but not really my kind of stuff. So that's going to be it for the news of all the figures coming out, or we might still get some new releases after this. But yeah, that's going to be it for this review. Hope you liked it, and if you do, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you want to know more, you can go to my Facebook page or Instagram page where I share pictures. So go and check it out there. If you have any suggestions, you can also contact me through email or in the comment section. Also, subscribe to the channel. That helps out a lot. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!